So let's just sit there and wait a while. Let's hope people come over on this side. We're having issues. So let's see if I can already see that this also is jumping. So it's probably something to do with the system. However, it's a little better. So let's see. Let me hear if everyone is hearing me as soon as you join in. Let me know if my volume is okay and if you're seeing and hearing. It's a little bit of a delay, but I'm just gonna continue. So it is Sunday and it is Sunday Chit Chat. And if you are here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Someone is saying the volume is a bit low. So I do have a microphone connect. I don't know if I can put my laptop down. I don't know if it's active, but I'm gonna try to pull it forward. The light is on, the volume, and this is high. So let me put it forward and see. Testing. Now let me know, guys, if the volume is a little bit better. Let me know if the volume is a little bit better. Okay, thank you, Jill. Thank you for that. As I said, on my hand, it's a little jumpy in delay, but we're gonna go on. So it is a Sunday, and it is a Sunday chit chat. If you were on our other live, that's we kept getting disconnected. I don't know what is going on with StreamYard, but for the past 3 weeks, StreamYard have been having issues. And today I came on, and there was a big sign that it's going to be a little unstable, but I didn't think that that was anything. So I just continued to post the show. But definitely that's not a little thing. That's like a big thing. Okay, that's like a big thing. Now, is the volume high enough, guys? Just let me know because I kind of have my microphone. I have not used this microphone for a long time. So let me know. Let me see if hello. Let me see if this mic is working. I should have put it on connection. So what I was saying earlier is that sometimes you're out there and you are just taking care of your skin using products, using DIY, using all different kinds of things on your skin, but unfortunately, nothing seems to be happening. Your skin is not getting that natural glow. Your skin is just not looking as bright and radiant as you'd like it to be. And you're wondering is there something wrong with my skincare routine? Or you're even wondering if there's something wrong with the products that you're using on the skin. The honest truth is taking care of your skin is not a walk in the park. Especially, how many of you um, would consider your skin healthy looking skin? I was gonna say, how many of you really think there is something like good skin or bad skin? Yes, that's my question to you. Do you think that some people have good skin and some people have bad skin? Go ahead and start commenting. I would just like to hear what you all have to say about that. Let me hear from you guys. Do you think some people have good skin and some people have bad skin? If that is your case, comment, comment, comment. It's Neely. Welcome to the live show. Who else is here? New um, Uma or Umi Ali. Welcome to the live show. And we are Linda Hay. Welcome to the live show. And of course, Jill, Claudia, most likely Brooklyn, New York, and all of you guys. Hopefully you switch over. You are here. Some people switch over. Some people is still not on here. Now, when it comes, someone asked me that question recently. That is why I'm saying that Peggy Purchase, welcome to the live show. I don't think good and bad. Everyone is have different skin. It's like snowflakes. Now we're in YouTube studio, guys. So I can't. Let me see if this they highlighted over here. Um, no, not highlighted. So I just have to read what is here. So. Um, guys. I can okay, like snowflakes. Okay, so someone was asking me recently if I think that people have good skin and some people have bad skin. And the answer to that is no. There is no such thing as people with bad skin and people with good skin. Now, skin is skin, okay? And our skin, I'm not gonna say we all have the same type of skin because we don't. Some people have more oil, some people have drier skin, and some people have sensitive skin and all of that. But all of that have to do with you as an individual. You as an individual. Now, if you find that you have acne prone skin, that is because your skin is producing excess sebum, excess oil. And sometimes this comes with puberty, like a younger age, the hormone and all of that. And believe it or not, when you're older and you're going through menopause, some people also tend to have acne on the skin, excess oil being produced on the skin. That does not mean that you have bad skin. Now, you can correct that. A lot of people do not realize that they could correct oily skin or acne prone skin. The thing about that is all about your diet and all about how you take a care of your skin. If you find that you're breaking out, you have acne and you know your skin is so oily, then you got to check what you're using on the skin. A good way to control excess oil on the skin is to use a good clay-based mask. A good clay-based mask is going to help to just drag out the excess oil on the skin. Another thing that a lot of people are not aware of is that when you find that you have acne prone skin, you also still can use oil. As a matter of fact, I personally recommend to people that you can use a bit of oil on the skin if you have oily skin. That is because you are tricking the skin when using the oil to think that it's already have oil, so it will produce less oil. And not a lot of people cannot phantom that idea. The trick about is what oil do you use on oily skin? You need to use a very, very light oil that will not clog the pores. Now, when I say an oil that is light that will not clog the pores, because a heavier oil, let's say I'm going to consider, let's say, coconut oil is on the heavy side. When you use it on the skin and you have very oily skin, it could just seep right into those pores. When the grease, the dirt fall on the skin and wrapped up in that oil, it goes straight into that pores, and that is going to cause the blackheads, the breakout, and all of that if any form of a bacteria falls into the skin. So you do not want that. Peggy from Oregon, welcome to the live show. Is there anyone here watching that is new? If you're new, guys, go ahead and comment. I know we it's not good or bad, just different situation and genes. Thank you for that. Now, I know that some people might still have, I don't know if the old thumbnail is up. We start our live show earlier, but we were having difficulty. So we come on over here and I could see the counter that not everyone come back over. Some people might think that we're just gone for Sunday chit chat, but let's hope they catch on soon and come back over here to watch this show. So if you're just joining, I was just talking about whether or not people have good skin or bad skin. And the idea is, and even me myself, I used to look at people's skin and like, oh, that person really have bad skin. But you really don't have bad skin. It's just what is going on. The skin is the largest organ on your body, and it absorbs a lot of things. What you eat, what you drink, what falls on it, and all of that stuff going on with the skin. So this definitely comes from within, although some of the issues with your skin is from your environment, so that have a lot to do with it. Now, when you talk about Peggy was saying genes in terms of how your skin is, personally for me, I do not think that genes really have much to do with your skin. I think it's you as an individual, how your body react to certain things, the things that you eat, and except for people that are going through menopause and younger people that the hormones is fluctuating. When the hormones fluctuate, all kind of things can go on with your skin. It's like, the hormones are just trying to find a place and your skin is just retaliating. So that can happen. Also, what can happen is a simple thing as how you sleep. For instance, I cannot sleep on a dirty pillow. And also my hair. If my hair is dirty, I just have fine bumps on like my forehead. So that also have play a big role in how your skin look. Taking care of the skin is vital. And I've seen people go from rough skin. I've seen people go from dull looking skin. I've seen people go from, very, very oily skin to smooth, clear, hydrated looking skin. It is not only, oh, because, your skin is like that, your genes or all of that, why your skin look good. It take work, and I truly believe that it do take work. Now, if you are, let's say you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and think about it like you would look at yourself, right? And then you'd see someone else that looks very much like you and all of that. And their skin is just not, not what you'd like to see. However, your skin might be looking a little better and you're like round about the same age. That person might not necessarily be taking care of their skin. A lot of people, and I find that when we start Khichi Beauty skincare, Kenya, I finally found the new video. I missed a lot. Not really. I just know more people is gonna come back. They'll find it eventually because we were acting up on the other side. Okay, so welcome over here. Let's hope other people find it and come on over. So what I was saying, yes, you might spend a little extra time taking care of your skin. When you back to what I just remember what I was saying. I find that with Khichi Beauty skincare, there's a lot of people that would send email and they would be like, I want something that's gonna make my skin look brighter and clearer. I want something that is gonna give me that natural glow. However, that does not happen overnight. It does not happen overnight. You have to take the time to work on your skincare routine. You got to put that extra effort in it. My skin look the best when I'm taking care of it. When I'm not taking care of my skin, I can see the difference. I can feel the difference. Now, when it comes on to my skin, and a lot of people would see my skin and be like, oh, your skin is so clean. Your skin is so clear. You do not have blackheads and whitehead. And if I zoom in, and I normally like to zoom in on my skin, right? What I find because of my age, and I could try to zoom in a little, and you could see a little thing right there. That's like a little wart, like a little wart, or yeah, you know what I'm saying? I see little things like that, but I don't have, my pores are not showing. You cannot see my pores with the naked eyes. If you take a microscope and you look at my skin, you could see my pores. Or nowadays, when you go get like a facial, they have these kind of a high-tech machine that they can put on your face, and they could just tell you right away if your skin is dry, if your skin is oily, or whatever is going on your skin. You do not see that on my skin, not because and I'm going to use the word, have good skin. Not because I have good skin. And as I said, remember, if you're just joining, you might not understanding why I'm saying good skin, because I don't believe that some people have good skin and some people have bad skin. Okay. So I achieve this because I work on my skin. I exfoliate 2 to 3 times a week, and I'm exfoliated. I tried a variety of things on my face. There's another thing also where some people think that, oh, why are you trying so many different things on your face? How are you going to know if this is working? Living proof. I do not use just one thing on my face. And that's one of the reasons why, even with my DIY, you'll see me do like 10 different versions of oil blend or 30 different versions of a facial mask. because I like variety, and I think variety work. You use a set of product for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you put it aside and you use another set. I think you get the best result from that, and that is what I am doing. Now, Claudia, my skin is as good as the effort I am putting into my routine, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Peggy, I can see that and understand that. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much for that comment, Peggy. Yes, you got to put the effort in it. Now, I like to talk the story about like celebrities, and I talk it a lot on my channel. Now, you could go out there, because I tend to find that also where people's like, oh, what is it that you are doing to your skin? Because I want my skin to look just like yours. Work. I work on my skin, making sure I take off my makeup at night, making sure I exfoliate. I'm using my toner. I'm massaging my face. I'm steaming my face. I'm doing all of that to my skin because I want my skin to have this natural glow that I personally like. It did not happen overnight. I don't be like, I'm so tired, I'm not going to take care of my skin today. No. Tomorrow, I'm not gonna. No, you got to put the work in. If you want your skincare routine, your skincare products, your skin to look amazing, you got to work on it. When you're younger, you might not need to put that effort in it because your skin is just young and fresh. However, as soon as you reach 20, so when I'm saying younger, I'm talking when you get out of that little puberty stage, because the puberty stage, your skin just all over the place, all over, trying to find something, trying to find adulthood, I would say. And then when that is why you see, and especially boys, you'll see boys with like a lot of acne on the skin. You'll see boys with excess oil and grease on the skin. Girls get it, but I personally think boys get it even more. And then by the time they mellow out from the teen into the 20s, then you'll see that their skin kind of take a turn for the better. However, some still have that because they do nothing. How many of you know about Proactive? Oh, that's what's the name of it? Proactive. Yes, how many of you know about that? That was like a breakthrough in skincare, where they came up with this set of skincare products for mostly young people was using it for acne, and they use all like salicylic acid and these things in it to get rid of the acne. And some people see amazing result using it. That is because when you get that set of Proactive, mark you, I've never used it. I actually bought it because I had someone with a lot of acne. Anyway, long story. Anyway, what I was saying, when you get that set of acne products, you have to follow step by step. So you're going to cleanse with the products. When you finish cleansing, you are going to, and it's, I think they did make mask after a while. You're going to use the toner, you're going to use the serum, and so on and so forth. And that is what people follow. And that's how people see amazing result from using Proactive on their face. I'm not sure if it's still around. It might still be around. And that is the same thing. That is why even at Khichi Beauty Skincare, you notice that if we make a set for you, we do it in order. We have the cleanser, the toner, the serum, the moisturizer, and sometimes the oil, and we sometimes even put a mask in it. That is because you got to follow that routine. It takes work for your skin to be top. And think about it, if you stop taking care of your skin for a week or 2 weeks, you can see the difference. And I'm begging anyone who used to say, oh, I don't take care of my skin much and my skin is looking amazing. It don't come natural like that. You might be drinking a lot of water. You might be eating right. You also might be living in an environment that is more friendly to your skin. So something is something in, okay? Something is something in. I saw it, a winner. Does the information still comes on? My skin, okay, so I'm always trying out new products. That's from SR. Some are great and others are a no-go for my skin. At least I know what will and not for it. I consider my skin care is my full-time job. And thank you for that. That is exactly what I'm saying. A lot of effort, a lot of effort, a lot of effort. If you're just joining, welcome to the live show. It's Sunday Chit Chat, and we're just talking about why your skincare routine might not be working and what you need to do to, to step up the game. And also, we are saying, hi, Sean, welcome. From Texas. Just before I came on. Hi, Auntie Enid. Welcome to the live show. Hi, Maxine. Welcome. So just a little side note. Just before I came on here, I was watching videos from Texas, this Guadalupe River. I'm telling you guys, that's so. Oh, that is crazy. That is crazy. Now, the thing that a lot of people don't understand when it comes on to river, I grew up in a place where we have river. If you're just joining, welcome. We're talking about skincare. I just take a little 3 minutes to sidetrack about what is going on in Texas because someone is just watching from Texas. So I know it's biggest state and all of that. So you could be like really, really far away from it. But where I came from, we have rivers. Okay, most of you know I'm from Jamaica, and in my district we have river, and we know about. We call it river come down. It normally happen a lot in the month of May and early June, somewhere between May and June. Okay, rainy season, and we normally have that river come down. Now, river come down is where you have a small river, and because you get so much rain, then all that water coming from all over whatever land draining in that river, and then that river could swell 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Okay, now when it comes on to that river in Texas, 26 feet within an hour, 26 feet within an hour. That is crazy. That is crazy. That is a disaster right there. My heart just goes out to all those kids, and people just can't run. Sorry guys, if you don't know the story, it's all over the internet. They get like about 6 inches of rain. That's a lot of rain. That's a lot of rain. However, I was just reading another article where someone was saying, oh, it could be cloud seeding. Now, if you don't know what cloud seeding is, it's an act of using a certain kind of a chemical to induce rain, and that is another story, guys. It's another story. But anyway, I don't think so. Rain, a lot of rain cause river. We call it river come down. Okay, and I think they are using that word. But my, prayers for all those people in that area that is being Okay, so Esther, my brother lives in Georgetown, Texas, where the flooding is unthinkable. He's okay. He just texts me. Yes, just surprise. Crazy. All right, guys. So we're talking. We're going back. Maxi, yes, we still have a river come down. Yes, so some, I don't know what they call it in other places, but I know in Jamaica we say river come down, and sometimes it causes like a lot of damage. It is like crazy. That's what happened in Texas with that river. It's crazy. All right, guys, so we're talking about skincare and why your skincare is not working, your routine, what you need to do, just tips and how to get it to be looking good. How many of you watching are still steaming? I know the time is hot, especially if you're living, I guess I would say anywhere in America right now, it's really hot. I know the time is hot, but how many of you are still steaming? Little tips, little tricks to get those pores open. Very important when you're doing your skincare routine. The pores need to be open, okay? And nothing is wrong with exfoliating the skin and steaming the skin. Steaming is good, okay? Someone was saying to me, oh, if I steam my skin too often, don't you think it's going to be like dry out? No, it's not going to dry out. You're going to open the pores with the steam, and then you are going to put back moisture in the skin. You're going to use your toner, you're going to use your serum. Another thing that you can also do is use some hyaluronic acid that's locking that moisture in. Use products with those ingredients. That's going to help your skin to look good. Always steam. Why do you think? And I a lot of people don't understand this steaming thing. Now, listen carefully. If you are fortunate enough to get a facial, if you're fortunate enough to get a facial, what they do is steam the face. There's no way you're going to go get a facial and you don't get the steam. Now, people pay hundreds of dollars to go and get their facial. And of course, it's a little pampering and it feels good and all of that. But people with money would go and get their facial done on a regular. And they would get their facial done on a regular because they are getting that steam. And you would look at their face and be like, oh my goodness, it's because they have money. Why their face is looking so good? Not necessarily because they have money, because they are taking care of their skin. So when I introduce steaming at home to you, all I'm saying is that you might not able to go get your face done as often as you could, or you might never even go get a facial done, but you can do that facial in the comfort at your home, and your skin could look just as good as any celebrity out there, believe it or not. Your skin, and when I'm talking about your skin looking good just as any celebrity out there, I am not talking about the Botox. I am not talking about the facelift, okay? I'm not talking about all of those kind of things. I'm not talking about the micro needling and all of that little extra things that they do to their skin. I'm talking about just looking at their skin. And some of you might not know, and this is something that I personally do. I like to look at people's skin, to be honest. And of course, I'm into skincare, so nothing is wrong with that. You could come and you could be talking to me and I'm looking at your skin. And I could look at your skin and I could tell you like, oh, you really don't take care of your skin much. I have that eyes. Or I could look at your skin and be like, oh, maybe you need to exfoliate a little more, or maybe you need to just like cut back on certain things. I can do that. I just have the eyes for it. So I tend to look at people's skin. And one of the things, and I taught this a lot, that I hate to see people put makeup on dull, rough looking skin. I hate to see that because, and this is another thing too, we went through a era where, especially here on YouTube, it was all about makeup, 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 right? And nothing is wrong with using makeup on the skin, because I am a makeup junkie, right? I like to use makeup on my skin. But if you're going to use makeup on the skin, to get the best result from using those makeup products on the skin is to take care of your skin. A lot of people think that makeup is more important than skincare. No, skincare is more important than makeup, because when your skin is looking healthy, when your skin is looking great, then you can barely put a little bit of a makeup on it and you look good. Don't slap on all those makeup over excess large pores. It don't look good. It's look tacky. Take some of that money and work on getting yourself a nice scrub and a nice little mask or something like that, and spend a little extra time when you put makeup on your skin and you really want a good facial. Not me, to be honest, guys. When I used to try to do the makeup where I'm doing like a full glam on my face, like a full glam, I normally take 1 hour to do my makeup. 1 whole hour to do my makeup. Now, the older I get is the less time I spend on my face, because nowadays I use little to no makeup. I think that when you get older, you do not need that kind of a makeup that they are showing out there, where you got to put on the base for the eyes, and then you put the powder on it, and then you do all. Trust me, guys, I know how to do my face. I can really do a good glam if I want to, but I find my face looking younger and fresher when my skin is looking right and I put a little bit of a makeup on. Now, let's say you're watching me right now for the very first time. You come on here and you're watching me on camera and you're looking on my skin, and you'd be like, oh, but you're talking about makeup, but look at you, you're fully dolled up. That is it. That is it. I'm looking like I'm fully dolled up, but I am not. I, of course, I do my brows. I comb up my, right now I need to get my brows shape up. I would just like comb up my brows like that. When it comes onto my makeup base, I do use a water base. That is what I would use on my skin. However, guys, what I say to you, if I take my base, I put it at certain place on my forehead. I put a little under my chin area like that. And then I just, do the rest with like my blush and all of that. I'm not wearing a thick base on my skin. I cut that out quite a while now. As a matter of fact, true story, I have not bought a makeup base way over at least a year and about 3, 4 months, because one bottle would last me now a long, long time. I couldn't do that years ago. Years ago, I would go through a bottle of makeup base like within a month because I'm putting it on my skin. Older I get, I realize that less is more. However, you got to use more if you're not taking care of your skin, because you have a lot of flaws to cover up. Okay? If you're not taking care of your skin, you have a lot of flaws to cover up. And that is why you use this thick base makeup on your skin. Put skincare first, makeup second. Because when you start to take care of your skin and be as dedicated to taking care of your skin, and your skin is starting to look good, you could grab just one piece size of any water-based makeup and you could just dab it on a sponge all over your face and your face look good. Do your eyes like I do, like, um, believe it or not, I take my finger just before I came on here. I dip it in the little shadow. I put it there, and you can see it's not even perfect. And I put a little shadow there. Of course, I like to line my under eyes, and I like to wear blushes. And I always tell you guys, I like to wear blushes because that's what makes my makeup. So I put a little blush right on the top of my cheek right here and do that. But if you take a look at my skin, you can see I don't have any flaws to cover up, so I don't have to go put on a whole cast on my face. I just dump my face like that, do my eyes, and I look like I have a ton of makeup on, or, but that's my skin you're seeing. That is the key. That is the key. Thank you. And yes, please pray for all those family. Kirkville is about 4 hours from Houston area. Thank you for that. Brooklyn, New York. I think I need to get some micro needling for my acne scar. So let me talk really quick about the acne scar that you might think that you have. Let me ask you a question, Brooklyn, New York. How long do you have that acne scar? Comment, and let me know how long you have that acne scar. Because when it comes on to scars, and I talk about this, you know what we're going to start back doing, guys? I am trying to get back into doing Let's Talk Skincare with Khichi Beauty. That's a show that we used to have weekdays. I might not be able to do it every week. I mean, every day. Like, let's say on a Wednesday or so, 12 noon, I will do Let's Talk Skincare with Khichi Beauty, because I had actually liked that show, because on that show I used to introduce like new things that's going on in skincare world, and I also like to talk about like things that you can do, like, for your skin in more detail, more detail. Okay, so you have that acne scar on the skin for about 20 years, and the reason why I asked is that different scars on the skin. Now, not all scars are the same. If you have, and the scar that you're saying, that is an acne scar, let me say something right here. You have a pimple on the skin, which might have turned into a blackhead, okay? Or it was acne with a little pus in it or something like that. You squeeze it out. After you squeeze it out, you realize that it leave a little hole right there on the skin, and then after a couple of years, then it leave that mark on the skin. Now you can choose, you might have one, you might have several, so you tend to have these little spots on the skin that is like no matter what you do, you cannot get rid of it, and you're wondering what's going on. Now you have spots on the skin that, yes, a little pimple come here, you squeeze a little pimple. Those are on the top of your skin. they're on the surface of the skin, and those can go away like within about 6 weeks or so. That is why when you squeeze a pimple, you get a little mark. After a while, you don't see it, it disappear. Or it leave a light little mark, and you got to take a magnifying glass to see it. Now then you have other scars on the face that goes way below the skin. It goes deeper than the dermis. It's not sitting on top of the skin, even though it looks like it's sitting on top of the skin. Those take a while to go away, like a long time to go away. However, you can work on it, okay? You can work on it. Now, the reason why it can't go away, because since it's not on the skin, it's go deeper than on the skin. When the skin sheds, the skin is shedding, okay? It's still there because it's deeper, it's way down. So at a marking like that, you will need to start to spot treat that area. And that's one of the reasons why we make our dark spot corrector. You will have to spot treat that area. So you will have to use something, and exfoliating is the key. So the more you exfoliate and have that dead skin cell to shed, it's the more you're going to notice it lightening up a bit. Okay, dedication is the key. So you take your dark spot corrector, and I don't have a thing right here, and you take a little, preferably on like a little Q-tip or something like that, and right where you have that spot, you are just gonna kind of dab it on it. And the reason why I would encourage you to rub it on it like that is because the dark spot corrector is gonna clear up wherever you put it. So you just gotta just put it right like that thing, just right there on the spot, and you just dab it like that and leave it. And then you're gonna do that for a long time until you're gonna notice some fading on it. But yes, it's below the skin, way below the skin. Comment and let me know if what I just said, Brooklyn, New York, have anything, or if I'm close to what is going on with that acne scar. Okay, go ahead and comment, and let me know. Is there anyone else? Also, Claudia is steaming in the shower, and yes, that's another way to steam your face in the shower. If you're just joining, welcome to Sunday Chit Chat. It is Sunday, and we are here. We're just chatting. We are just chatting about, you know, your skincare routine, what you can do to make it better. So I was just talking about steaming, and I'm encouraging you all to steam the face to open the pores, because when the pores are open, then you are able to clean your face by exfoliating, and then you go ahead and you use your skincare products on the skin. And yes, change up your skincare products. Don't use the same thing. Like years ago, you know, like some of our parents and all of that, they use a one set of product like for years and years and years and years. However, guys, that was because during those time, you didn't have a variety of skincare products to use. Not only you didn't have a variety, you didn't have the internet where you can see, I am using this product, another person is using that product. All you have is what is in your area. Okay, that's all you have, or what your local beauty supply store, or your local pharmacy, or your local department store. You only have access to what they present. But nowadays, you can get, like, you live in Canada, you can get American products, you can get Korean products. You live in America, you can use, you know, other products from all over the world. So you get a chance now to try a variety of things, which before was like no. And that was one of the main reasons why your grandparents, your great grandparents, and so on use the same products over and over and over and over. This is a true story. Like growing up, and this week I was talking about anyone. I was trying to remember, right? I was trying to remember. If you're here and you're Jamaican, let me not say just Jamaican, right? If you're here and you're Caribbean, any at all, Caribbean and South America, right? Let me ask you all. I was trying to remember a lotion, right? It's a lotion. Of course, we know Palmer's cocoa butter was around all the time. But when I was growing up, there was this lotion. You have a pink one and you have a blue one. And it used to come in, let's say it used to come in a bottle that was something looking like this. That's kind of a bottle. Now in my head, I'm saying lanolin. Like lanolin just keep going over and over. And I said I was gonna go online and look it up, but I totally forget. So there was this pink lotion and there was this blue lotion, and I'm saying lanolin. I could be wrong, right? And in my area, that was the only two lotion available in the store. So you would go to the store, you'd buy lanolin. I'm saying lanolin, just the pink one or the blue one. You'd buy that, and the other thing that was around was, oh my goodness, I can't remember. Nadinola. Okay. Now, if you don't have any of those, the next best thing is coconut oil. Yes, I said it. And the next best thing is Vaseline. So you're either going to be using Vaseline on your skin, coconut oil on your skin, and if your family have a little extra change, then they would buy that blue lotion and that pink lotion. Please, somebody, if you're watching and you know what I'm talking about with this blue lotion and pink lotion in that bottle, Caribbean, if you can remember, comment, comment, comment. Now, if you have other lotion using, let's say in the early 70s or so, then you have your parents like travel to abroad or something. But that's what we have. So people used to use what is available to them. And if they don't can go to the store and buy like what is there, then they would make their own. They would use the Vaseline, they would use the coconut oil. I grew up with coconut oil, not only, and I'm not ashamed of it, guys, I say this all the time. I grew up for the first earlier part of my life, I would say when I was about 3 to 6 years old, probably around about 3 to 6 years old. I grew up using coconut oil. As a matter of fact, I didn't use it. My grandmother put it on us, okay? And for ear oil. Coconut oil is going in your hair, and coconut oil is going on your skin, okay? And not only that, if you don't have coconut oil and you have Vaseline, well, we say it's petroleum jelly. Vaseline is the brand, but most people, since they are the founder of Vaseline, most people just know it as Vaseline. So that's why we use the word Vaseline. That's how I grew up. Those are the things that I use. Now, my aunt, which is Auntie Hope, she normally come on the show, Lucinda Dixon. She moved from the country and she went into Kingston, and normally when she come back home to visit, she would bring this pink lotion and this blue lotion, and we used to go in our bag and like, oh yes, this lotion, lotion, lotion. Kids, with little kids, little kids. So don't be afraid of where you're coming from. And that's one of the reasons why, guys, it doesn't matter what anyone want to say. Yes, we have modern technology and all of that good jazz. I don't care what anyone want to say. I'm using petroleum jelly. You're gonna find at least 3 bottles of petroleum jelly in my house. You're gonna find at least 3 bottles of petroleum jelly in my house. And it doesn't matter what I could afford in terms of skincare products. And do have our own skincare line. So it means that I don't have to use petroleum jelly on my skin. But I do. I use it on my feet, any little rough area. And you all know, guys, you see what I do with it on my show. I would take the petroleum jelly nowadays because, I know how to mix things now. And I would put rosehip seed oil in it. I would put, I would just make it my own where it's no longer petroleum jelly, some amazing body cream or something that I used to make it with. But always, guys, there's one thing you need to know. Never be ashamed of where you're coming from. Never be ashamed of the things that you grew up with. Don't be ashamed of it. And even if it is not something nice or it's not something pleasant, don't be ashamed to say it, because guess what? It makes you who you are today. If I wasn't using Vaseline and coconut oil on my skin when I was young, I probably wouldn't be into skincare today. I probably wouldn't even be, because you have a lot of people out there that just shower. They don't like, lotion up their skin and all of that kind of stuff. And they were doing that to us when I was at a young age. When we, shower, they would rub us down with that oil, coconut oil, Vaseline, just utilizing what they have. And I learned from that. And that is why I'm like that. As soon as I was able to get my own stuff, I start to, get my own stuff. I'm always, always, always into skincare. Okay. All right, guys. If you have a question, comment, our skin always look good and look great, then that is true. So now that modern technology comes about and people are like, oh, do not use petroleum jelly on the skin. It's no good. It have mineral oil. It have this. It have that. That is contributing to the big C and all of that kind of stuff. It is really a myth, to be honest, guys. It's a myth because you're getting it from the dirt. The difference is if the process, okay, the process, different dirt is different thing. If okay, so let's say you have your backyard and every time you cook, you throw that, peel and all of that in the backyard. What you produce there, what you grow there might be like really, really healthy compared to another piece of land that people might throw, kind of different kind of a garbage there that might be toxin. And then whatever you plant there is definitely might not be as good. That is like how you have people that do fertilizer and people that do organic. It's different ways to make the thing better. That is the same reason with petroleum jelly coming from the dirt. It's just pure. It is just pure. When they take it from the dirt, depending on what was going on in that area, then yes, something chemical or something might be in it, but when you process it and all of that, it's good. How many of you know that that baby oil that you're using are mineral oil? For years and years and years and years and years, people use baby oil and baby oil, baby oil, baby oil, not knowing that, and they would condemn Vaseline. They would condemn Vaseline, not knowing that baby oil is mineral oil, which still is taken from petroleum. So, guys, I've never ever heard of anyone dying from using petroleum jelly. Or I've never even seen any form of a, how people like to sue people because of the product? Vaseline, which is the brand, never hear anybody suing them because the Vaseline costs anything. So, use what you, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. If you, in society, this is what, how I like to put it. I grew up using Vaseline and coconut oil on my skin, right? When I get older and start earning my own money, I was able to graduate from using petroleum jelly. In a way, guys, to be honest, it's not all completely true because, as I said, after a while, I was using like detergents and all these kind of things because my dad used to buy those. So I'm just talking about when I was like really, really a child, even though we still have that Vaseline in the house, right? But that was because he was like traveling abroad and all of that. And yes, of course, he's gonna bring home the foreign stuff. So yes, we use the foreign stuff, but the base and all of that was still coconut oil and Vaseline. So whenever I got older and I was able to afford certain things, I started to buy other things. Okay, I started to buy other things in like skincare and beauty care, and you go up the ladder. You go up the ladder. So I'm just saying, people graduate from certain things and move up, not necessarily because the thing is so bad for you. For instance, when it comes on to skincare products, okay? Take for instance, Khichi Beauty Skincare is a new brand, okay? Now, I could go out there on the market and I have Khichi Beauty Skincare, but if I have I'm just gonna say like a set of Chanel products with me, a person is gonna say, look at my products. This is such a new brand, and there's gonna be like, oh, no, 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 give me the Chanel. And they're not taking the, let's say, the Chanel moisturizer because it is so good. It's so good. It's so good. They're not going to take it for that reason. They're going to take it because it's more expensive. The brand is a well-known, expensive brand. So people are going to gravitate towards the Chanel brand moisturizer because they want to feel like they're reaching somewhere in life. That's just it. That's just it. I don't know if sometimes you think about that. And if you notice with people, like even with clothing, um, you could take a regular seamstress could make a nice blouse, like what I'm wearing, okay? And then you have, let's say, um, Tommy Hilfiger, um, those brand and Mio Mio and all those kind of brand. And you could take one of their top and you present it, same thing, same make, same everything, and you give it to choose one. They're gonna choose the expensive brand. Not because the quality is better. Sometimes the quality for some is no good. But they're going to choose it because it's going to make them feel better and it's going to make them feel like they're moving up in life. So that's just what it is. And you could have a seamstress sew some really good dresses for you and you're not going to be comfortable because you just want that tag on it. You just want that tag on it, not knowing that it is manufacturing in maybe even a dump compared to where your seamstress is making that clothes for you. So it's in the mind. It's in the mind, and it's in the mind with a lot of things, a lot of things. So when it comes on to like a small brand, and not because I now own a brand, guys, that's not the reason why I'm saying it. Sometimes and I'm here to tell you that sometimes you get the best products from a small brand. And here's the reason why. I'm making a batch of collagen and peptide eye cream. It's going to be a small batch. I'm going to try to make this batch and I'm going to make it for 500. That's all I'm making in my batch, 500. I'm going to make sure all the good ingredients goes into this, okay? 500. Just imagine you're making a batch for 50,000. There is no way the quality is going to be as good as the little small batch that you're making and you're dashing in the little topping in it. You're dashing in all these little things in it. But when I come out, because I'm a small brand, I might not be able to give you a real good fancy bottle. Okay? But the big brand, they are large. They're going to give you a real big fancy bottle. But do you know the quality that is in it? And you'll take it up, okay? You'll take it and you'll use it on the skin and nothing is happening. Nothing is happening to your skin. But because of the brand that you're using, you just make it feel like something's going on with your skin and nothing is really going on, okay? Nothing is really going on. So that is why on my channel, I like to teach ingredient. I like to teach ingredients because one of the most powerful thing that you can do for your skin is to know ingredients. And what I'm saying to know ingredients, it means that you're knowing the scientific names. You're not just knowing the common name for ingredients. You're learning the scientific name because when you know these ingredients and you take up, let's say you take up like Khichi Beauty collagen cream and you see a word that you might not be able to pronounce, you can go and research that word for yourself. Or you can look at it like, what? Barnabasina. Barnabasina. You take up it, you look at it and you like, they're using all these kind of crap in this product because what is Barnabasina? You don't know, but it's aloe vera gel. And then you'd be like, oh, Khichi Beauty skincare products have so much um and synthetic ingredients because you don't know it. So what you can do for yourself is know ingredient, and that's when hopefully I do the let's talk skincare with Khichi Beauty. That's a thing that I want to dive deep into. And not only are you going to look for the ingredients, you're gonna look it up, you're gonna look on the source. Not all ingredients, however, that are created in a lab is bad for you are considered fake. Okay, so there's so much to learn. And for instance, you have squalene, you have niacinamide. Like nowadays, you see niacinamide. The body produces its own niacinamide. Okay, we'll get into those kind of a thing. But nowadays, you see a wide variety of niacinamide out there on the market, and people are using it, and people are loving it. Now, What is the source? Niacinamide is actually created in a lab, but it don't mean that it's bad for your skin, because when you're creating certain products in a lab, you are going to use the natural source, and that's how you know good ingredients. Now there's this skincare line Polychoice, and it's very, very popular out there. And one thing that I like that they do is to break down the ingredients. I'm just hoping one day we'll reach there with Chichi Beauty skincare. They'll break down the ingredients for you, and you can see exactly. Now they would put certain ingredients like, is this good for you? Is that bad for you? Da, 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 da. But then you'll know your ingredients. So when you know your ingredients, you could take up a Chichi Beauty skincare product and you would look at it. There's a brand that I use, and it's a splurge. Normally have a bottle somewhere here. It's a splurge. I don't buy it anymore. I still keep the bottle, to be honest. And I actually, oh, there's a little draining in it. I actually could show it to you. Years ago, way before YouTube, I would do anything to use this brand. True story. I would do anything to use this brand. However, what I really, really like about this brand is that they use rice. I'm obsessed with. There's another brand, Perlier, and they have like this black rice skincare thing, because I'm obsessed with using rice on my skin. And you better wonder why we don't have it Chichi Beauty skincare as yet, right? So I was obsessed with using this brand because of the ingredients that they use in it. Mainly the rice. That's all I see. That is all I see. Okay. Now, I'm not putting down any brand or whatever, right? So I take the product, I turn it over, and I start to compare. True story. I start to compare Chichi Beauty skincare ingredients with this brand right here. You know, they're not going to sponsor me if they see me say this, but it's the truth. So I start to compare the ingredients, and they are known ingredients. Some people might recognize this, some people might not. So this is what expensive splurge. And just as I was talking about a while ago, like you get a low product and I brand, I saved my money to buy this eye brand. Okay, I saved my money so I could buy this because I feel like I wanted to step up my skincare game. And the truth, where I am concerned, I'm thinking that it was better than, let's say, a lower brand. That was my mentality, and they're using rice in it. Oh, it's so good. But anyway, I compare their ingredients with my ingredients. And where is it? This is a toner right here. And this is a Chichi Beauty toner, right? No, this color was not inspired from this. No, this was my color forever. Okay. Anyway, and this way more essential nutrients for your skin. I even stumbled upon an ingredient in this that is considered no good for your skin. Just saying, guys, I'm not putting any brand on. Notice I said I use this as splurge, I splurge, I splurge, I splurge. So sometimes when you are shopping around, not because it's a big brand that everybody is using, know your ingredients. And when you know your ingredient, then you will know what you're getting for your skin. Bottom line, a lot of you learn a lot from Chichi Beauty DIY, because Chichi Beauty DIY ingredients that we use, 90% of the ingredients we use on our DIY is what we put in our products. And I normally tell you guys that I go in with my natural recipe and be like, I want my products to be as natural as it could get. And of course, I try to get my products as natural as it can get, but it can be if it's in a jar, because you got to put some preservative in it. Unless you're going to keep it on the refrigerator, or you're going to make the dry stuff and then you add the water to it. Okay, that's another way to get it as natural as you can get. And you still have to put a little bit of a powdered something for your preservative. The key is, when you are using preservative, you try to use preservative from a natural source. So one day I'm going to come on, I'm going to talk all about preservative and the natural source that you can get it. However, if you've watched my DIY for years and years and years, I normally be like, put a little vegetable glycerine, because when you take up your skincare bottle and you see vegetable glycerine in it, or some people just put glycerine because you have the vegetable and you have the synthetic glycerine. Some people might not know that. That's why Khichi Beauty always use vegetable glycerine, because that is the natural glycerine compared to glycerine, which is more synthetic glycerine. But some products you're going to find people use regular glycerine, which is synthetic, or you're going to find vegetable glycerine. That is the difference. So when you see a vegetable glycerine, you know that it's also working in your skincare products as a preservative. Vitamin E is another. 99% of your beauty products that you're going to buy out there, you are going to notice that they have vitamin E in it. And now you'll be like, oh, vitamin E, nourish and protect the skin. Yes, it's double duty because they're also using it as a preservative. So most of your beauty skincare products, you're also going to see vitamin E, and you're going to see like vegetable glycerine. Nothing is wrong with that. It is glycerine. It is using as a preservative from a natural source. So check those things out to make sure you are getting the best result for your skin. Anyone have any question, guys? Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Okay, so see what I'm talking about with Jill? Just what you said. It makes you feel better if those are my mom's initiatives. Or am I seeing right? Okay, so that is what I'm saying. And not only that, you just feel like you're living. That's what happened. And that's what people want. People like gravitate towards that. As soon as you start to move up in life, you want the best for your skin. So you say it's the best because you're thinking it is the best because it's more expensive, but it's not necessarily the best. There's some shows on YouTube nowadays where you have like drugstore fine. I love those shows, like what they go in the drugstore and they find. Love, love, love those shows. And one of the main reasons why I love those shows is some things that is drugstore in one country, in the other country, it is IN. Something that is, okay, true story. Here's another story. We're going to wrap up, guys. But here's another true story. So I have this friend. She lives in Belgium. And there was this mascara that we both like. It's a Maybelline XXXXS. I think that's the name of the mascara. Now, when you go to Belgium and you try to get one of those mascara, now remember, Maybelline, I think Maybelline is France, or I could be wrong, America, France, Italy, one of those. Anyway, when she's there, and if she want to get that Maybelline, any Maybelline products, it's IN in Belgium. IN. She have to pay a whole set of money for it, okay? When she come here, it's not in the department store. It is in the pharmacy. And it's like a basic mascara. And there's so many other products that I could name out to you that different places that you go to is IN. And of course, some of you are going to be like, oh, it's imported, is that makes the difference? No. And the reason why I'm going to tell you no is because when it comes on to a big brand, okay, unless there's a difference in currency and the exchange rate might fluctuate a bit, is the same price regardless of where you are. It don't mean that if you have, let's say, Khichi Beauty skincare, and you go to France to buy Khichi Beauty skincare, it's going to be the same. So you have Christian Dior, it's going to be the same. You have YSL, it's going to be the same price. The only thing that makes the difference is the exchange rate, where sometimes you might save $1 or $2 because of the exchange rate. It's going to be the same price. So when I say you find something in a drugstore here that is cheaper, it means that we don't recognize that brand as an IN brand. Notice that it's always the cheaper brand that is in the drugstore, not the IN brand. So our IN brand is not necessarily as good as you think, depending on where you live. That's my point, except those that are well known worldwide. So, take care of your skin, guys. I just realized that I'm going an hour. If you're new here and you have a question, a skincare question, go ahead and comment. Let just say it so that I could answer before we go. It's Sunday Chit Chat, and this is what we do on Sunday Chit Chat. We talk all different kind of things, but the main idea for the show, or the main points that we want to get across, is that taking care of your skin, you need to put a little effort into it. And if you want the best result, you got to do that steaming, do that exfoliating, and not only that, be dedicated. And if you're using a product on the skin for a week, then put it aside and change it and use something else for another week, and then you can go back to it. Just mix your product up, change up your products, because that's what I personally do, and I see amazing results. The next thing I want you all to do is to know ingredients and know your skin. After a while, you're going to know your skin. Okay, there's some people that would be like, oh, I don't know what to use on my skin. That is because you do not know your skin. Once you start to get friendly with your skin, you're going to know what your skin like and what your skin does not like. Not because the product is expensive, it does not necessarily mean that it's going to be 100% working on the skin. However, there's one thing I know: depending on the ingredient that is in a product, it will work on the skin somehow or the other if your skin is clean. Meaning that if you exfoliate and you steam and you have clean skin, regardless of how bad you think the product is, you use it on your skin, you're going to see some form of a result. You'll get some form of a result. The thing is, sometimes the result is so subtle that you might not even notice it. Now, when you get products, don't expect your products to work in 1 week. Don't expect your product to work in 1 week. And I find a lot of people is like that. They're like, oh, I'm using the product for a week and I'm not seeing any result. However, best result is when you take care of the foundation. You make sure you're washing twice a day. Yes, I said twice a day. And if you don't wash twice a day, then you take one of those facial cloth and clean your skin in the morning, because some people tend to do that. I like to wash twice a day, to be honest. I wash twice a day. I like to wash my face. I'm a skincare junkie. I'm sorry. Some people, when they get up in the morning, then they just use that tissue on the face. It's a true story. I like to see those tissues. And I used to go to Marshall's. I used to go to Marshall, and they used to have those tissues. Like, they would get it from different brand and all of that, and you get it for a little cheaper price. And I would stack up on those tissue, never get around to using them, because I wash my face. So only way I would use those if I'm trying to take off little makeup from under my eyes or so, I would use it. But I can't see myself just wiping my face with the tissue and I'm running out of the house, in the mark. I can't do that. I have to wash my face. And the thing about it too, though, I wash my face in the shower, so I'm always taking the morning shower. So maybe people that do their face, correct me if I don't know, people, but everything is how you like to do your thing. Nothing is wrong with that. But if you don't wash your face in the morning, wash your face before you go to bed. Steam your face, exfoliate your face, and do your products religiously. Religiously. Make sure you take a note of your skincare routine, and you can prep it up a bit, enhance it, add a few new items, take away a few stuff, and then you can go back to it later. And that's how you're going to see the best result. This should help your skincare routine to at least start to show you some form of a result. Thank you so much for joining today, guys. Don't forget, it is a summertime, and we have a Khichi Beauty skincare. This coconut water facial toner, guys. Use them up, okay? Use up these facial. Put them in the refrigerator. Put them in the refrigerator and spritz them on your face cold, like really, really cold. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I love using these at this time. Love using this. Now we're getting a new batch of these very soon, guys, and we're kind of cutting down on the fragrance in these. Okay, we're kind of like, it's gonna be like a way lighter, way lighter. Okay, because not everyone, like, however, just so you know, 90% your big brands do use fragrance in their products. I try to go little to no fragrance in Khichi Beauty skincare, but when it comes on to our toner, they do have a bit of a fragrance, and you could smell them. You could smell them. I thought that was just fun and nice and all of that, but not everyone. For instance, like the green tea toner is either you're loving it or you're hating it. Not that the ingredients, because these are organic and these are all natural. Not that it is not good, but some people like, like the fragrance. So some people might like blueberry fragrance over the green tea or so. So we're trying to cut back on it a little so that even if you don't like fragrance, you can enjoy the coconut water toner. So that's what we're working on right now. But yes, grab some of these and use the code. Oh, let me give you all a code, guys, to use KB 20, all capital letter KB 20. There it is, 20% off. This was the code for the weekend, and not everyone have this code because we didn't send that out in the email. So you can go ahead and use that code. I've watched your DIY and I've loved it for years and years and years. Thank you, Tay, for your comment. Anyone here that is new watching, we're wrapping up. So next week, guys, I don't know about, and one of the reasons why we didn't also do our ice water challenge today, which we want to do, was the same thing that StreamYard is acting up. Now, if I come in the YouTube studio, like I'm here right now, we cannot do like the ice water challenge because they don't have the, where I can bring on 6, 7 different people on the screen. That is the reason why we had gone over to using StreamYard. Don't know what is happening with StreamYard because they crashed a few weeks ago and now it's just terrible. So the week before we have a little issue. Last week we have an issue. This week when I came on StreamYard, there was a big notice that, oh, some things might not be working. I kind of ignore it because I was like, we're gonna get through. But you saw what happened. It wasn't working any at all. I was on like, well, maybe 3 minutes. It's cutting off, cutting off, cutting off. So if they don't fix that, I'm not gonna use it next Sunday. I cannot go 3 weeks in a row with the show just keep cutting off, cutting off, cutting off. So I'm gonna be using the YouTube studio. So we won't be able to do the live with guests on it until they fix the StreamYard. So I just keep you in the loop, guys. However, this week I'm gonna try to do some live show. Well, at least in the evening, and I'm gonna try to do Wednesday, weekday with Chichi, and I'm gonna try to use the StreamYard to see if they fix it, just so that it don't interrupt Sunday show. So if it fixes, then we can use it on Sunday, and then we could have the ice water challenge. But if they don't fix in the week, we're not gonna chance it to have me running all over the place to change up thumbnail and all of that because they're not working. So we'll see how it goes. So look out, guys. If you don't see I post the Wednesday thumbnail for weekdays with Chichi, then we're not having the show because the StreamYard is not working. But if you see I post it, it means that they're back up and we're going to give it a try. Okay? Don't forget to visit our stores. Support your girl. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great week. Go watch the videos that you miss. Every day we're trying to post videos now. So watch the videos, comment, watch the videos to the end. I love you all, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully, no more issues. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I haven't used over here that I almost didn't know how to come out of the show. Bye, guys. Any comment? Me too. Twice a day. I have one. Okay, thank you for that. I like fragrance for the aromatherapy of them. See, some people, yes, some people love it, and some people is like, oh, it's too much fragrance. Thank you so much for your perseverance. Thank you so much, Jill. I gotta take you to Costco. Okay, all right. We have a Costco not too far from the house. Probably about a 20 minutes drive. Yeah, but I normally go BJ's. I go BJ's, not Costco. I don't know why. And some things in BJ's, Costco is different from BJ's. But yeah, I go to BJ's. I go to BJ's nowadays probably every 2 weeks because BJ's salad is fresh, the salad leaves. And I find that when I go to the supermarket, the salad leaves not as fresh as BJ's. So because BJ's not too far either, I tend to go BJ's for that. Avocado, um, as I said, salad leaves, avocado. What else I get at BJ's? Of water and some stuff like that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great week. Look out for the thumbnail for Wednesday, and we'll see if we could have a show. And if we get by, if it's working, then we'll have ice water challenge next Sunday. Bye bye, guys. Go visit alexmaxi.com, shop around, browse around.